Hey, welcome. Today we're going to tackle a really big idea, one that gets right to the core of, well, what it feels like to be human. It's a concept that seriously challenges one of the most basic things we believe about our lives. So let's just dive right in. You know that feeling, right? That quiet, nagging ache in the background. That feeling that if you could just get that one thing, the right person, the better job, some big breakthrough, then you'd finally feel whole. We all feel it. But what if that entire feeling is based on a huge misunderstanding? And boom, there it is. That's the core idea we're digging into today. This isn't just about feeling a bit blue or having a bad day. The source material makes a bold claim. It says that feeling of something's missing isn't real. It's a lie. A really big, devastating lie we tell ourselves every single day. Okay, so let's actually take a closer look at this lie, because if we're ever going to dismantle it, we first have to see just how deep its roots go, how it's woven into pretty much everything. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? It's different for everyone. Maybe for you it's the right relationship, or finally healing from your childhood. Maybe it's financial security, or just unwavering confidence. That last one is a big one, feeling like we need some kind of cosmic permission slip to finally feel whole. We're all convinced we're just one puzzle piece away from being complete. And here's the thing that's so fascinating and kind of sneaky. How do we keep believing this lie? Well, our mind is the world's best curator. It builds this massive internal exhibit hall, and the only collection it has is all the evidence that proves we're broken. And we visit this museum every day, don't we? Over here we have Exhibit A, that medical diagnosis. See? Proof that our body is flawed.
And right next to that, Exhibit B, the person who walked away. More proof we're just not worthy of love.
Oh, and let's not forget Exhibit C, tucked around the corner. All those years we spent pretending to be someone else. It's a monument to our own phoniness. We have spent so much of our lives collecting proof for this gallery of grief. Okay, but what if there's a completely different way to look at all of this? Not by pretending the pain isn't there, but by reframing the whole picture. And that's exactly what we're going to get into now. Here it is, the whole idea, in just 3 words. Nothing is missing. Just let that sink in for a second. Because this isn't supposed to be some warm, fuzzy blanket. In fact, it's pretty challenging.
Yeah, this is really important to get. This is not a feel-good slogan you'd see on a coffee mug. It's not about denying your pain or pretending everything's fine. The source calls it a surgical blade, and I love that because its job is to cut right through all those stories we built up about not being enough. It forces us, it demands that we stop searching for what's missing and actually look at what's right here, right now.
And this is the core shift in thinking. The old story, the one we all know, is that we're a broken piece trying to become whole again. But the new reality? It's a total flip. What if you're already the whole, just expressing yourself as this particular piece? What if your pain isn't a mistake on the canvas, but a totally deliberate, absolutely necessary brushstroke? Okay, I hear you. You're probably thinking, but what about real pain? What about grief, loss? And that's a fair question. This idea doesn't make that disappear, not at all. Instead, it just relocates it. It gives it a new job, a new purpose inside the bigger picture. So that feeling of lack, it's not actually proof that something's wrong with you. Think of it more like a notification on your phone. It's just a little ping to remind you that you've forgotten how huge you really are. And the craziest part is, when you stop trying to get rid of that feeling, that empty space, it starts to feel less like lack and more like openness, like room for something new to come in. And it's the same thing for that feeling of being broken. Your scars, your struggles, all the things you think are flaws, they're not bugs in the system. They are the unique texture of your life. It's what gives it character, what makes it interesting. It's the artistry. This quote just says it all so beautifully. The hunger is holy because it drives us back toward remembrance. The grief is holy because it carves deeper capacity. So even these really tough feelings get a new job. That hunger isn't a problem, it's a guide. That grief isn't just pain, it's making you bigger. It's carving out more space inside you to hold more of everything. Okay, so this is all a really cool concept, but what does it actually mean, like on a Tuesday afternoon? How do we take this idea and actually live it? Well, first off, let's be super clear. This is not about just rolling over and accepting whatever happens. It's the exact opposite. It's about looking at your life with what the source calls fierce lucidity, seeing everything with crystal clarity, but without that old, tired filter of, I'm not good enough, laid on top. Because when you really start living from this place, everything shifts. You stop negotiating with reality. You stop waiting for all the stars to align before you can be happy. You just stop putting your own life on hold, waiting for some condition that might never come. And this leads to this amazing paradox, which is so counterintuitive. Think about it. The more we desperately try to grab onto things to fill that void, the tighter we clench our fists. And you can't receive anything with a clenched fist, right? But the moment we truly believe nothing is missing, we can finally just relax. We can open our hands. And it's only then, in that open, relaxed space, that all the good stuff can actually find its way in. So, okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually feel it? How do you practice this? Well, there's a super simple, really powerful little exercise you can do. It literally takes 1 minute. Here's what you do for just 60 seconds. Whatever you're doing, just stop and ask yourself this one question. Right now, in this exact moment, what is actually missing? And then you just look with what's described as merciless gentleness. Now, your brain is going to immediately jump in with a whole laundry list of things, for sure, but just gently bring your attention back to right now, in this breath. Is anything really, truly missing? You know, when you boil it all down, this whole idea is captured in that one beautiful line. The crack is not a flaw in the vase. It is how the light gets in. It turns everything on its head. Those things we thought were our biggest flaws, they're not. They're the entry points for grace, for light, for everything we've been looking for. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to chew on. What if you just dared to love the exact shape of this moment? Not waiting for it to be better, not because it's flawless, because it's not, but just because it's true. Because it's here, and because it's yours.